Hey guys, I'm Ben TK, and this tiny little camera here is the newest addition to Insta360's Go action camera series, the Go 3. We're out here in the beautiful islands of Fiji, where I'm going to be putting this through many different scenarios and show you everything new that the Go 3 can do, whilst exploring the beautiful landscapes of Fiji. So, let's go! The previous Go 2 had a max resolution of 2560K, whereas the Go 3 can now capture at 2720K in 30 frames per second. And for a camera the size of your thumb, the image looks very nice. When filming in one of the new modes called Free Frame Mode, with a max resolution of 1440p, the sensor in the camera captures a larger surface area, which means if we decide we want to go vertical for Instagram later on, we have the additional surface area to use when reframing the image in Insta360 Studio later. When shooting in Free Frame Mode, we can capture up to 50 frames per second. For those memories we want to slow down and experience in a dreamlike way. When using the Go 3 in the unique ways that make this camera so special, image stabilisation is incredibly important. There are three main options for stabilisation. The first is the camera's inbuilt stabilisation, available in video mode, and has three different strengths, which is great for all-purpose filming scenarios, and makes the bumpy shakes in your footage buttery smooth. Flow state is the second type. It acts as a horizon lock stabilisation, keeping the horizon level. This can be applied after in Insta360 Studio when shooting in free frame video mode. The last is FPV stabilisation, and this greatly stabilises your footage while still allowing for the twists and turns your camera performs. Great for FPV drone footage, and also available when shooting in free frame video mode.
Welcome to paradise.
Our Fijian journey with the Go 3 began on Matamanoa Island, where we spent a few days exploring the brand new nature and distant island views that surrounded us. We found joy in the little things that called this island home, and captured every moment of our journey with the Go 3. Soon enough, our last sunset on Matamanoa Island faded into the night, and in the morning it was time to catch the ferry back to mainland Nadi, where a propeller plane would then fly us to one of the most beautiful islands in Fiji, Taveuni Island, known as the Garden Island, the perfect place to showcase the rest of the features of this fun little camera. One of the most beautiful islands in Fiji, so I've been told. Dave, are you excited?
I am beyond excited.
Alright, we're on our way to Taveuni. Let's go. Unlike the previous Go 2 camera pod, which only had a small menu screen, the new Go 3 pod has been completely redesigned and now comes with a flip screen, allowing us to see exactly what we're capturing. Perfect for vlogging. So we've just arrived at Boma Falls here in Fiji. That is one of the most beautiful waterfalls I've seen. When we want to go minimal and lightweight, the Go 3 can simply be released from the magnetized pod by holding the lock button and pulling it out. We can control the Go 3 directly from the pod via Wi-Fi from a distance, so anyone can view or control the camera while on someone else. The distance is limited though, and this is just a fun example.
Oh, man.
Out of the pod, the battery on the Go 3 lasts around 45 minutes. When inside the pod, it's around 170 minutes. To charge the Go 3, we just place it back into the pod. From the pod, we have the ability to change all the settings to our desired preference by using the touchscreen. Here we can access lots of different shooting modes, such as star-lapse, time-lapse, and free frame video. I chose to shoot most of the footage in the video mode so I could capture at the highest resolution, and I set my frame rate to 30 frames per second, as lots of this footage would also need to be used on Instagram. From the pod, we can also change the ISO, the shutter speed, and the picture profile. I shot this entire video in the flat profile because I wanted to retain as much detail in the highlights and shadows as possible. Alright, so now I think it's time to test this camera out underwater in the beautiful oceans of Fiji. Are you guys ready?
What? Now? Dude, we're in the middle of the jungle.
That's impossible. The ocean is way too far.
You guys trust me?
No.
No.
Really?
Don't.
Okay, on the count of 3, jump and hold your breath.
Okay.
Alright.
1, 2, 3.
I told you guys to trust me.
Okay, so it's pretty obvious by now that the Go 3 is waterproof. The wide field of view and the inbuilt stabilisation combined with the selfie stick allowed us to capture some stunning scenic visuals under the Fijian oceans and capture our freediving fun. With a depth rating of 5 meters, we can get deep enough to capture the beautiful things that can't easily be seen near the surface. Like this curious white tip reef shark. This is probably a good time to mention that the pod itself is not waterproof, only the detachable Go 3 camera. Always rinse the Go 3 in fresh water after ocean swimming and dry before placing back into the pod. Being the tiniest amongst all action cameras available, the Go 3 can be placed in the smallest of places.
Trying to film through a tiny little hole underneath in a rock, and it's so hard to swim with the fins and try and pull back and get the shot really smooth, and I think we got it.
Try again.
Yeah, I'll try one more time.
For a content creator like me, this opened up a new world of creative possibilities. Helping me to think more dynamically and to capture in new ways I'd never tried before. What helps this camera to be so dynamic and versatile are the endless accessories that are provided for it. If you're already familiar with Insta360's GO cameras, then you know they have just about every mounting option available. One of the coolest by far is the magnetic pendant, which you can place under your shirt with the Go 3 magnetized on the outside, almost looking like it's magically sitting there. Perfect for quickly and casually filming anything of interest on the go uninvasively.
What a day. Where's Ben? His food's gonna get cold.
I don't know. I think he's looking for his tripod or something.
Silly Ben. He's always misplacing his tripods.
Hola!
Hi.
How are you? Enjoy your lunch.
Vinaka.
Thank
A
you.
brand new addition is the magnetic quick release mount, which clip locks onto the Go 3 as well as being magnetized for a more secure lock and works very well on FPV drones.
Nice. Den! Bare én dag uten drone!
A really popular one by previous users is the selfie stick, and when used with another type of magnetic mount, it provides an awesome way to capture a wide view of you and the landscapes you're adventuring in. You guys, I found the tripod.
Oh, Dave. Man, dude, you just ruined our shot.
That was perfect. Now we have to do it again.
Seriously, you were so disruptive. You wake up late, we nearly missed the boat. I don't know what I'm going to do with you. I just think that there's too many things you have to do and that you're not on time. Never where we need to be.
There are many more awesome mounts and accessories to go over, but by far my favourite mounts are the ones that allow you to capture your own point of view.
Dude, wake up. We've got to get ready. The boat's going to leave in 10 minutes.
Oh, I am ready.
No, you're not. You're not even dressed yet. Dude, you gotta teach me After Effects.
I will, man. One day. Can I brush my teeth?
Sure.
Cool, thanks. By using the Go 3 on the magnetic hat clip, we're able to capture footage of the world how we naturally see it. A realistic interpretation of what we saw in the amazing moments we experienced. There's something so special about watching back first-person view footage. It definitely makes you feel the peak of nostalgia when you're watching back your memories. It's super immersive and raw and a realistic way to feel what someone else was experiencing in that moment.
Man, this is sick.
Yeah. It's also a beautiful thing that when recording in a first-person view, you become completely involved with the world around you and almost forget you're recording. That's pretty rare when you're filming these kind of things. Insta360 has made the process of working with the Go 3's footage quite easy. Within their software Insta360 Studio, we can import any of the footage that needs to be converted before we start using it, like the free frame videos we captured. Once imported, we can change the aspect ratio from 16:9 to 9:16 for Instagram, and we can even reframe the image by clicking and dragging. We can choose the stabilisation type from flow state or FPV, the field of view, which I always choose linear. We can also use the trim tabs to cut down the clip and get rid of the parts we don't need. And then hit the export icon and choose your desired settings. Now that the footage has been converted into a usable format, we can go into our editing software, find the folder where it's saved, and import it into our project. Of all the things I discussed about the Go 3, it wasn't until the end of this trip that I realised what I loved most about this camera. The uninvasive nature of it allowed us to have a lot more fun. And capture almost every moment without spoiling it. I think the greatest part is the fact that it forced us out of our comfort zones and encouraged us to be our extra silly and funny selves. And feel like we were actually living in the moment as well as capturing our adventure, helping us to seek out more ways to have fun and laugh that we may have never uncovered without it.
One of the best features in
encouraging us to get deeply absorbed within every one of our moments here in Fiji. The Go 3 helped our adventure to be something that was even more memorable and dreamlike than we could ever have predicted.
Oh, I got soaked.
And for those priceless memories we now own, it will always be so special to us.